you can't have a successful business without having a successful businessman to run things. So I'm going to talk to the guys that are behind the big names in the industry in terms of clothing, apparel, and design from a business perspective. Let's start with David. When starting a fashion design business, what are the financial basics needed to ensure the business can remain in the black?
I'd say money and lots of money, or some really, really rich friends like I have sitting on this panel. But you know, the reality is when you start any business, you are the business. You're the marketing, you're the sales, you're the VP, the CEO, the CFO, the whole business. And you need to control your costs. And how do you control your costs? By moving your product. And how do you move your product? You align with a good retailer like Macy's, for example. Okay. More importantly than that, you really need to believe in your product. If you don't believe in your product, trust me when I tell you this, nobody's going to believe in you. Nobody, okay? And when you sit in front of these people that are going to be buying from you or listening to you or giving you money, they need to believe it. They need to feel your passion. You all need to share the same passion, and you need to shine every time you sit in front of these people, and it'll come through.
Thank you. Mayora, I'm going to pick on you for a moment. What are some of the fundamental business tools needed to succeed in the fashion industry?
It depends on what side of the fashion industry, but if you're, in my background, I'm a marketing guy, so I have to make sure, one, as David was talking about, one, believe in the product and wear the product, and then two, I have to be able to take that product and get people to buy it. So I have to show the right images, I have to make it believable, I have to make it something that people want. You know, if I'm a designer, you also have to be able to design, one, for yourself, but then design for other people. So, you know, there's different, depending on what part of the fashion business you're in, you have to be able to take that product and transcend it to the public that comes out and buys it.
I wanted you to sort of take us through that business decision that you and Russell made to go into Argyle Culture.
Well, I think, you know, we were in the young men's business for 16 years. So when we came out with Fab Farm, it was 1992. You know, in the year 2008, you know, that's a big gap. And it got to the point where about 3 years ago, we were realizing we're trying to design one line that dresses a guy that could be 35 years old and a 16-year-old. And how do you do one line that, you know, dresses, you know, if you're a grown man, you don't want to dress like your 16-year-old son or your little brother. And, you know, we were in the young men's section at Macy's. So we just got to a point, and Russell was like, you know, I'm almost 50 years old. You know, I don't want to dress like the younger kids. And we just decided that we had to come up with something new and something different, and it was kind of the evolution of Fab Farm to come up with Argyle Culture. And we named it that because Argyle was a big part of Fab Farm in the beginning. And a lot of times when you see Russell Simmons, you see him in an Argyle sweater. So we kind of took that theme and went and ran with it and designed a whole menswear line. And you know, it's been going very well for us. And you know, for me, it's great as a marketing person because trying to do one ad campaign that, you know, a 16-year-old kid would like, and you know, somebody my age, and it just doesn't work. So we came up with a theme for Argyle. We call it the Urban Graduate. And the Urban Graduate are young men 25 and up that they might have families, they might be doctors, they might be lawyers, they might work in the mailroom. It doesn't matter. But you're a man, you're growing, and you pay your bills on time. You try to pay your bills on time. You're making decisions, and you're becoming a real man. And that's why we call it the Urban Graduate. And we kind of look at it as a bridge from, you know, the Sean Johns and the Rockawares and the Fab Farms and the academics over to the only thing that was there was Polo, Tommy Hilfiger, and Nautica. So now we added something else that you can graduate to. So that's how we came up with Argyle Culture.
If somebody was getting started and they came to you, what would you tell them to do? Let's start with you, David.
You know, I can sum that up in one word, and it's passion. That's the bottom line. I mean, your passion needs to shine through in everything that you do.
Passion.
And I think everyone else here will
Did we
probably
steal
agree with that
this?
word, so I just saved you all from the question. So I think passion really sums it up, and let it shine through, and not only in your designing, but in everything you do in life.
Thank you.